Hi heathens. So this video, I'm going to do a little less talking about what I'm using. I'm just going to put on some makeup, but I'm going to kind of explain to y'all what the process is that I've been going through as far as like being sick, getting better, and kind of what my symptoms were almost, because I feel like particularly with this, what it was initially, everyone's story has been a little different. So, it's not as straightforward as some other sicknesses because there are so many symptoms and so many things that it could be, and, the symptoms are the same as so many other things. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give y'all the rundown I kind of touched on it a few videos ago, but better explain why I was gone as long as I was, and kind of on and off. So we're just going to start off with the fact that the very first day that I thought, hey, I might be getting sick was a work day. And I woke up that morning and I was like, damn, I kind of have a sore throat. Didn't think anything of it because I live in the South and I have allergies. So literally, if I don't have my humidifier on and the temperature in my house isn't quite right, I can wake up with a sore throat. Not that weird. So, however, as the day went on, it didn't get better, which usually, if it's due to, air pressure or air conditions, as the day goes on, it'll lessen a little bit. But again, didn't think much of it because I was like, it is what it is. It doesn't feel like strep because I used to get strep a lot, so I'm familiar with what that feels like. So, didn't think anything of it. And, went about my day. Well, the next day, severe sore throat again. But also, I wake up with this little headache. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Again, not something that hasn't happened to me before. So we just go on with the day. I take a few ibuprofen and head to work. Well, as the morning goes on, I wind up having to cut off my office light because it progresses into a migraine. And I'm like, this is excuse me, this is annoying because it hurts. And all day, my job is literally to look at a computer screen and talk to people. And it hurts to do both. So I warned my other girls. I was like, hey, I may not make it through this whole day because I feel awful, like my head feels like it's about to split open. And then I was going to try to make it through lunches so that everyone could take their lunch, which, I mean, they still took their lunch, but I don't like not being there while people are taking their lunch so that I can be available as much as possible. And it got to the point where I started to get blurred vision. My head was hurting so bad that I literally could not see straight. So I was like, you know what? I'm so sorry, guys. I've got to go. I'm going to go lay down. So I came home and laid down in the dark, and my intention was fully to try to sleep. My head hurt so bad I could not sleep. So I literally just laid there for hours until finally it was time to go to bed, and I finally wound up falling asleep. Well, that was the first night that I wound up sleeping in the living room so that I could be on my heating pad because it just made me feel a little better. Because whenever I don't feel good, being on the heating pad and having that warmth makes me feel better. So, cool. Doing that. Wake up Friday morning. I still have a headache, but I go to work. My throat's still sore. I'm coughing now. And, I managed to make it most of the way through the day. And then we wound up closing early. So like not earlier than usual, but every Friday my office closes a little early. So no big deal. Went home, laid down. Well, all that night I'm like coughing horribly, cannot stop. So I'm like, make a little virtual visit, talk to the doctor. She says, sounds like an upper respiratory infection as far as she can tell. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Well, this is awful. So she recommends a few things to get. So I place a delivery from my local Walgreens, get some medicine, whatever, get some soup, because my throat hurts so bad. I haven't eaten in 2 days. So sleep on the couch again. Fast forward that morning, and I wake up feeling even worse. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. Didn't sleep at all because I was coughing all night. You know, the heating pad only helped so much to comfort me because I'm literally just like coughing all night. So anyway, fast forward to me getting a text that morning from one of my girls at work who had also developed a sore throat on Friday, stating that last night she tested negative. Last night is in Friday night, but this morning she was positive, and I was like, crap. Like, that probably means that's what I have, because our symptoms were almost identical, except she did not have the migraines. But we both had, you know, really sore throats. We had developed coughs, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, crap. So I order a test and some drinks from Walgreens. The order winds up getting canceled because it's the weekend and they don't have access to the pharmacy. So I place one for pickup, go get it, make them hand it to me through my window, because I had tests from, there was some point last year where they allowed you to get free ones. You just had to go online and sign up, and it was like so many per household or whatever. So I had those, and I was going to take those. Well, one of those. Not that I was going to take multiple tests unless I needed to. Which I did wind up taking one, but I was like, I don't trust the result, because turns out these are actually expired, which it said I was positive. But I was like, I don't know if with expired tests you're more likely to get a false positive, so let me just go pick up some tests. So I did. Fast forward, it's positive. So I'm like, crap. So I'm at least out of work, like in person, for the next 5 days. I try to work remote, but I can literally only look at my computer screen for about 4 hours before my headache turns into a migraine so bad that I get blurred vision. Sorry, Casper's trying really hard to get in here. I'm gonna have to open that door in a second. But so I work remote for as long as I can those days. I'm losing my voice because I'm coughing so hard. I literally sound awful. Like, I cannot talk. So that is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that I was remote, because the new CDC thing is 5 days. You have to quarantine. So this whole time I'm sleeping in the living room and I go back to work on a Thursday. Not feeling good, but I'm allowed to work in the office as long as I'm wearing my mask. So I do that, and come Friday, I'm feeling a little better, but not great, but I'm able to make it through the whole workday. So Saturday, had plans with my best friend. So since I'm testing negative and I've gone through my quarantine, you know, we still follow through with that. She knows I'm not feeling the best, but I'm going to make do, because this is something that we've been planning for months. Something I really want to do. Well, the next morning, I wake up with a killer migraine because I overexerted myself, whatever. I was expecting this one. So I was like, okay, that's fine. you know, it'll probably pass throughout the day, which it did. And then come Sunday, again, I sounded awful because I could not talk. Sunday, feeling a little better, but still not good at all. So, like, the beginning of this, oh gosh, I was feeling like a 3 out of 10. Yeah, I'm not feeling good. And so by that point, I'm like a 6 out of 10. Like, I'm not good, but I'm back to better. A little better. So, fast forward, Tuesday, I'm actually feeling good. I still sound like crap. I've still got the cough. But, like, I wake up, I don't have a headache. My back is not hurting because the cough is so deep and hard, it, like, causes physical exhaustion. Like, even right now, and I'll get to that, but my muscles literally feel like I've been run over by a train. So, Tuesday, I even put on makeup for work. Like, I was feeling good, and that's when I made that other video, because I was like, yeah, like, I'm on the up and up. Things are looking good. And fast forward to Wednesday, I wake up, and I'm like, damn, my throat hurts again. Like, I'm not feeling hot. And, at this point, Michael is also feeling sick, but is still testing negative. And so we make an agreement that we're going to go to the doctor after work so that they can run some more tests on me, because at this point I should be getting better. And now he's sick, but we don't know what it is. So I was like, I just got better. Like, if you got me sick, I'm going to be upset. So we go to the doctor, little urgent care. Because that's where I've been going. Sorry, I can't talk and do this. And, you know, we tell them what's been going on. I tell them that I'm recently recovered. So that's their first reaction. And they're like, oh, we want to test him again because that's probably what it is. And we're like, yeah, that's kind of what we're figuring. But I'm like, why am I still sick? And she's like, oh, well, you know, the cough can last for a few months. And I'm like, but it's not just the cough. Like, I really feel bad. Like, I feel as bad today as I did in the beginning. She's like, okay, we'll run a few tests. That was loud. The test, negative. Flu, negative. RSV, negative. Strep, negative. Both of us. So he's not running a fever, but I'm also running a fever at this point of 102. So they write us both out for work the rest of the week. They wrote him out through Friday and me out through Sunday, which I don't work on the weekends, but I guess even if I did, I wouldn't have that weekend. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, I had planned to work remote because that's what I did the first time when I was out sick. You know, for at least as long as I could throughout the day. Oh no, my body had other plans. Whatever this time around was, which they didn't know. They even did a chest x-ray on me because they thought maybe it was pneumonia, and nothing. So they essentially said, here's an antibiotic, a steroid, and a cough suppressant, and an inhaler. Hopefully this will make you feel better. Stay away from people. Don't go to work for 5 days. I was like, great. Okay. So, slept on the couch again. And have all of this medication that I'm taking. So, come Monday, I still feel like poop. You know, I am not functioning well. Monday, I actually wound up going home again early because I got one of those headaches. I did not get to work remote that Thursday and Friday because I just felt so bad. And like I said, somehow this was worse than the first time. Like, I could not move. I spent like literally almost 3 days straight on the couch only moving to use the bathroom. Was barely eating because my throat hurt so bad that I could not eat. Like, I could drink and I could have like the cups of chicken noodle soup, but I had no appetite. So I had like one meal 4 days in a row. I could not eat. And that's very unlike me as well, because those of you who know me know that I eat. I like to eat. But I couldn't. And I'd be coughing so hard that sometimes it would make me throw up. And that, of course, will ruin an appetite. I don't know if you've ever done that, but that'll that'll make you second think eating. So, anyway, fast forward a little bit. I'm past all the medication. Michael's taking his medication. We wind up having to go back for him because he feels like they gave him a wrong diagnosis, because he's had like bronchitis and stuff before and said that's exactly what it felt like. So he goes back. Finally, they diagnose him with an upper respiratory infection and give him some different medications, blah, blah, blah. Well, now here we are, and his cough is almost gone. Mine is still here, like, daily. It gets worse, and then it'll get better. My throat, like, it still hurts. I mean, if the other day was, like, a 9 out of 10, I'm still looking at, like, a 6 or 7 out of 10. This part, it doesn't look or feel swollen to the touch, but, like, it hurts to push still, like, right where my lymph nodes are. And the inside of my throat is swollen. Still hurts to eat anything hard. Like, I've been eating a lot of pasta and potatoes, like soup, beef stew, soft things. Because eating hard things, or the thought of eating hard things, freaks me out because my throat hurts, and I'm like, if something scratches my throat, A, it's gonna hurt, but B, it's going to exacerbate the tickle that's already there, and I'm afraid I'm gonna cough so hard that I throw up again. So, tomorrow at the time of filming this, it'll have already happened by the time this gets uploaded. I have a visit to get into a primary care doctor's office because I don't have one of those currently. And, you know, I'm going to mention everything to them and see if they have any additional advice as well, because I've had this visit scheduled for about 3 months because that's how far out they were booking for new patients. And we'll just have to see if they can give me any additional advice. But what I was going to say, because I said I'll touch on this, so the side effects that I'm still having that I'm sure are related, the coughing, obviously, the sore throat, presumably, because that might just have to do with the fact that I'm still coughing. It literally feels like when you swallow food wrong and you get that tickle, it feels like that all the time. The more I talk, or the louder I talk, the worse it gets, and therefore the more I cough. Promise that was not planned. So then you have the body fatigue. From coughing so hard, it makes my whole body ache, particularly my back and my chest. But then you also have the general muscle soreness, and that's what's really killing me right now, is I feel so lazy and so out of shape, even more so than I did before. Like, my arms, they literally all day feel like I've done hard workouts. Like, when I lift my arms, they're sore. If I try to lift an item, it's sore. Like, I'm about to go in the living room and do a small workout with my dumbbells, and they're literally like 8 pounds a piece, but even like just lifting them and doing a regular arm curl feels like the muscle is pulling, and I have no idea how long that's supposed to last, but it's awful. I tried to go for like a walk, and like a third of what I should have taken. I was exhausted. It just, everything is drained still. And it's like, even when I'm mentally kind of feeling okay, my body just feels like I could curl up and sleep for days. And I have no idea when that's going to go. So I've been trying to eat. like nutritious but still soft foods. A lot of pasta, probably not good for me, but it's soft. So like yesterday I had beef stew again for supper. And then today for lunch, I made myself some cheese quesadillas to at least eat something. And yeah, so I'm definitely going to keep filming as much as I can, but if I do miss a video here and there, I'm really, really sorry. I'll explain, you know, whatever the case may be, but chances are it's the coughing or the migraines, because those are so hit and miss that I have no idea how long they're going to linger. But for the time being, I plan on filming regularly. I just might sound a little raspy or a little rough. Excuse me. I might have some coughing intermittently. And if my general energy levels feel low, I promise it's not due to lack of excitement or lack of even wanting to film. It's probably just because I'm sore. Like, it's because I have spent a lot of time, again, on my heating pad because my whole body hurts. And it feels like I've done intense workouts when I haven't. And I'm ready for that to be over. So I'm hoping that by doing small little workouts, like a few squats, some arm curls, maybe some lunges, like stuff that's very basic, it will slowly help me feel a little more normal, and like doing my work where I sit in a chair all day isn't overwhelming, because I still feel like when I get off work right now that I'm just drained for the day. And God forbid I have to go upstairs during work. It's game over by the time I get off work. So anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know kind of what's going on with that, how it's affecting me, and hopefully will not affect my channel, but kind of explain how that process went, because the whole thing was not related to the first diagnosis that I know of. We clearly caught something else as well, but doing that made that little, like where I was coming uphill, nosedive. So anyway, just thought I'd keep y'all all in the loop, because, you know, if you ever don't feel good, go to the doctor and make sure whatever's wrong, and hopefully you can get answers better than I do. That's it. Just wanted to fill y'all in while I did some makeup. Let me know your thoughts on the makeup. I should probably show you. I did not put any mascara on because I just can't be bothered right now. Because again, I'm afraid if I cough and it gets in my eyes, that's gonna burn. Subscribe to see more of my content, hopefully on a regular basis, and I'll see you next time. Bye.